Yeah, if you're already live, we should already be going.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let's record. Here we go. Boom.
The following is a presentation of Stewed Productions.
And that's it. We're live. Let's just do this. It's Valentine's Day, and I'm loving what we're doing today. Look at that as it fades in.
Happy
Welcome.
Valentine's. So I'm spending time with my Valentine's. Great.
The voice you hear right there coming in from Big D, Michael Peticolas from Peticolas Brewing. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, happy to do it. Appreciate you guys having me on today.
Yes, it's been a little while. Last time, I guess it's been like almost 2 years, I think. So anyway, lots going on here in Texas. Lots going on with the beers. It's been what am I hearing? Is that me? What do I have? Ooh, is this the TV behind me? Nope.
Hold on.
We've got like
Is that
7.
me? That's not me this time.
Is it not?
No.
Maybe it's this phone.
Yeah.
I got too many phones. Hold on. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Trying to monitor all the feeds, and they're working. All right. Yeah, so available Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch, everywhere. Anywhere you want, can, and need to watch and listen. Okay, so Michael joining us today. Liquid Lunch. I'm Josh. That's Kennedy over there. Warm it up, Chris.
I'm about to.
Okay. And this is Thursday's Liquid Lunch. We're live. Okay, so Michael, let's jump right into all the goings-on. First, how are things in Dallas today?
Couldn't be any better. For the first time in a couple of weeks, we've got some sunshine out there, and we're going to have 70-degree weather, so no complaints on my end. I'm pretty happy. After this, maybe I'll go for a run or something, trying to get back in shape, so things are good.
Yeah, okay, so let me ask you this for somebody that runs, because I'm of the philosophy that if God had wanted us to run more, he wouldn't have given us cars. And so, and it's really hot in Houston most of the time, and I'm lazy. So there's those. But, as far as like having a beer before you go run, is that like carbo loading, or how does that?
I mean, I've poured myself the lowest ABV beer that we had, and I don't think I'll be drinking all that much of it, but I'll pound some water as well. And it's not my normal routine to have beer beforehand, but it just happened to work out that I'd planned to run today, and I'd planned to do liquid lunch, and so I've got to have liquid lunch, and I'll make do.
Actually, like post run, do you typically have a beer post run? It's a pretty good.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely, for sure. And I play soccer on Sundays, and after those soccer games, absolutely open up the growlers and start pouring the beer. Great way to replenish after a game.
Yeah, those glycogen stores, Kennedy.
What position do you play?
Well, recently I've been playing striker. I'm probably better suited as a midfielder, center or right midfield, but, I'll play wherever we need that week, but, primarily anything but defense.
I watched, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but they did a series called Cobra Kai, which is a continuation of the Karate Kid story. First of all, great little series. It's 10 episodes. They're only like 27 minutes each. I think it's on YouTube, so if you can do the free trial of YouTube TV or something and watch the whole thing. But Johnny, he comes back. It's the story of what happened to Johnny after, the whole debacle after the first one in the very beginning of Karate Kid Part 2. Anyway, his whole thing is a best defense is a great offense. Strike.
Well, I saw the previews for that, and it looked very, very interesting, but then some of my buddies were like, yeah, you can watch 2 episodes for free, and then you have to pay for it, and there's so much good programming on TV these days that, I'm not too motivated to pay for something else.
Yeah.
I've still got loads of shows that I haven't even gotten to yet that I can watch for free. But, you mentioning it now might trigger something in the back of my mind and get me to watch it.
Yeah, I just watched it in the last 2 days, and here's the trick. Here's what you do. YouTube TV allows for I think it's either a week or it's a 30-day free trial. So YouTube TV is a bunch of your local TV stations, and then the YouTube original stuff or whatever. But you can do the free trial, download the episodes, and then don't pay, and you can just watch the whole thing.
Okay.
Pro tip. But I think they're doing a second season, so I don't know. Well, we'll see. But it was really good. It was really, really good. If you like Karate Kid, which who doesn't?
Yeah, for sure, of course.
Yeah. And it's it's an interesting I don't know, because it's like 30 years later, I guess. Everybody's got kids and all that kind of stuff, and it's I don't know, it's just I'm glad that they did it. That's my ringing endorsement for Cobra Kai. I know it's been out for a little while, but
Liquid Lunch, sponsored by Cobra Kai.
yes, ooh, that's badass. I wish that worked. We need to get a sign. We need a Peticolas sign. That's what we need. I mean, we got yours.
Yeah, we can make that happen. No sweat.
Okay, cool. All right, so one of the things we wanted to talk about, well, there's been a lot going on like this week, just yesterday. Beer to Go took a big, I guess you can call this a step forward.
For sure.
There was the agreement between the Beer Alliance, the advocacy group for the distributors. I guess that's what you would call them, or I don't know what you'd call, I guess, but Texas Beer Alliance and the Craft Pack put out a joint statement saying that they're all cool with the bill. So Michael is somebody that has a tap room and is basically only in tap room and then in a few other locations around. What do you think of this, and how would you what are your thoughts on that?
I'll answer that. Let me reverse just a little bit. The Beer Alliance, definitely one of the larger organizations that supports the distributors of Texas. But they're just only one. There's another one that is the WBDT, the Wholesalers Beer Distributors of Texas. So that agreement with the Craft Brewers Guild was with the Beer Alliance.
Okay.
It was not with every single stakeholder in the distribution side of things. So I want to make that clear. But nonetheless, yes, it was a really big day, a huge day for both the Beer Alliance and the Texas Craft Brewers Guild to have reached this agreement. I'm not sure of these two trade organizations coming together during any legislative session ever and reaching an agreement to sponsor a bill that both sides are happy with and pleased with and hope to get passed. So, it's not a done deal, and I need to make sure everyone is aware of that. A lot of people have seen this agreement and thought, oh, okay, sweet, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Beer to Go is going to pass. That's not necessarily the case. That is just an agreement between these two stakeholders that we are going to work together, as opposed to what we've done in the past, which is work against each other, but work together during this legislative session to try to pass this bill through the legislature. There's still a long way to go, but we're in a better position today than we've been in since I've been operating a brewery. So yes, I think the agreement, it would be huge for us specifically. We are one of the production breweries that is not currently allowed to sell beer for off-premise consumption. We can't sell you a beer in our tap room that you can take with you. So to gain that right would be absolutely huge, a big win. And there's always a little bit of benefit and detriment to an agreement like this. It's not all just like the Beer Alliance has rolled over and not getting something in return. There is basically a 12-year moratorium on seeking to change the limits, and I'm happy to talk about more about that if you have interest.
Oh, absolutely. See, I wasn't okay. So what I was aware of, and I think what's kind of been out on social media, was that one, it was the 2 cases of beer, basically to packaged beer to go from a tap room per day, per calendar day, I guess, and you could still only sell. There was a cap on how much. I guess how much, I'm not sure. There was different caps on I wish I had.
Here you go. I can probably cover that. So currently I enjoy the right to sell 5,000 barrels worth of beer on these premises, right? So someone comes into our tap room, we can sell up to 5,000 barrels of beer via this avenue. So when you add on the off-premise sales, both the on-premise and off-premises, the beer sold here and the beer sold to go will be combined and still under that 5,000 barrel threshold. So there's not going to be any raising of that limit. A tap room will still be limited to 5,000 barrels if they can sell from their premises, regardless of whether it is served on-site or off-site. So that limit doesn't change, but all the other limits will remain the same as well. There are limits about how much you can self-distribute. And so for 12 years, those limits will remain in place. And it's a number I can live with simply because the last time those limits were changed, they were reduced. And I definitely don't want to see those numbers reduced any further. It does, 12 years is a long time.
Yes.
But that's a long time for people to grow, and then once that moratorium ends, then we can look and talk about increasing limits. But it doesn't keep us from lobbying the legislature to make any other changes, simply changes that have to do with limits. But where the real rub is, in my mind, is yes, I think the agreement is a fantastic development, and where the key is going to be pinning that legislation, actually writing that bill so that it can only be interpreted in accordance with what we've agreed to. In other words, the clearer your legal language is, the more likely that it's going to be interpreted in accordance to what the meeting of the minds was when the agreement was reached. So the language is going to have to be very clear, very concise, and so that it's not subject to any other interpretation. And that's where I think that's the next big step in my mind. Okay, great, we've reached an agreement, but now we need to utilize language and put that into the actual bill that we will request to be sponsored that reflects what our true agreement is.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, because that's kind of how the lack of clarity is kind of how we got into this whole situation to begin with after Prohibition and some of those laws were put into place because they allowed wine to go sales and spirits, but they simply just left out malt beverage or beer or ale or however it was worded. None of that was put into the rule.
Well, I'll give you a more recent example. In 2013, when legislation was passed that took away a brewer's right to sell their territorial distribution rights, there was also language that said, well, you can receive money for all these other things. And at the time it was described like, well, we can't pay you for your territorial distribution rights, but we can pay you for anything and everything else under the sun. And that was kind of how it was pitched at the time. But once that legislation was actually passed, the interpretation from that point on was not anything like what had kind of been sold to me specifically anyways, that, oh, well, you can't receive money for territorial distribution rights, but you can receive them for X, Y, and Z. But as it turned out, no, you couldn't receive money for X, Y, and Z, and it's simply because it wasn't clear enough in the code.
Okay, so the default is if it's not explicitly stated, you can't do it, or is that...
No, what I'm saying is that, I'm reminded of the old Bill Clinton line where he said, well, it depends upon what the definition of is.
Right.
So the point I'm trying to make is you need to write a very clear law that really isn't subject to any other interpretation. Lawyers are good at what they do. They're smart at what they do. And if there's any leeway in that language, it will allow you to fashion an argument that doesn't comply with what the agreement was specifically trying to make happen. Well, you can make that argument. So what I'm trying to convey is it needs to be written so that if someone tried to form an argument that was contradicting what the intent of the party was, it would almost be ridiculous. It needs to be super clear.
Okay. So obvious enough for somebody like myself to understand is what you're...
Absolutely. That if you were to venture that an opinion that it was saying something other than what was stated, it would almost be ludicrous because it is so clear that there is no other way to state it. You say the sky is blue. That's it. It's just a very short, concise statement. The sky is blue, and if someone wants to come and even that may be subject to interpretation. Well, what if it's cloudy? Is it white? Is it gray? And so that's what you need to be careful about. You need to make sure that language that is penned is truly defining what it is the parties want to accomplish and can't be questioned by anybody else.
Okay. So, well, as far as the process goes, this was a big deal yesterday, but what are the immediate next steps? Is the session, I guess they've filed the bills. How does it move to a committee, or how does?
Well, so the bills have the guild, the Texas Craft Brewers Guild, had previously filed a House bill and a Senate bill. Mm-hmm. But the agreement that was reached yesterday will change those bills. So what you can expect to see is an amended bill or a new bill be sponsored and advanced through the legislative process. And I suspect they'll put one through the House and one through the Senate. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not 100% sure on the entire process. Mm-hmm. It gets set for calendars, it gets set for hearing, and ultimately is, up for vote to be passed.
Okay. Well, all right. So this is where, everybody watching, which we have, I can see a handful of people watching over here. I see Marcus. Hey, Marcus, and Gail, and anybody. Let's see. Who else is over there? I have to refresh my page. And Kennedy's watching. Now is the time, Kennedy, to make sure that you still message, email, call your representative and state senator and let them know that you want them to give brewers.
Do you know who your senator is?
I have it on my computer. I have the link.
It could hardly be any easier. I mean, if you just Googled Texas representative search or Texas senator search, yes. the first result, you'll hit that and you enter in your address, and it provides you who your state senator is and who your representative is. And I would, yes, absolutely encourage you to make those calls or send a letter. If you go to the Craft Pack site, you can kind of find some language that you could copy and paste, and, there's a link on that site to email your rep and just copy and paste, fill in the blanks, and you're done. It'll take you all of, a minute and a half, something like that. And interestingly enough, Rafael Anchia, he on Twitter this morning posted, "Hey, do you want to see this beer to go passed by the legislature?" And so I retweeted it, and when I look and when I voted, it was 98% in approval of passing that law to 2% against it, and that was with around 1,000 votes cast. So I'm not sure how many have taken place since then, but there are things that you can do. I mean, these senators, representatives, you're their constituents, and they actually will listen to you. And the louder our voice is, and the more professional we are with concern to the message that we deliver, it's only going to strengthen our bargaining position at the table.
Yeah. Well, taking it from a statewide view and kind of an overall view of what the proposals propose, you personally, well, first of all, you just took a sip of your beer, Kennedy. I think we've neglected.
We have.
We've neglected a very important part of this show.
You actually forgot to ask him the most important question of the entire show.
I'm sorry, Michael. Hold on. Let's get our house in order here.
Yeah.
It's time for your favorite segment and mine here on Liquid Lunch. This is
What You Drinking?
Good.
So you've got to have priorities. So yes, talking about all of these the legal movings forwards and all the rigmarole.
Yeah.
Check that one off. I wanted to use that word today. Talking about all this, in the legislature and the Senate and everything. The most important part is, Michael, what are you drinking?
I am enjoying a golden opportunity today. Our Kolsch, clean, crisp, delicate, easy drinking, most sessional beer that we have.
Yes, cold.
Yeah, it's your running beer.
It's a running beer, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I love Kolsch. I love it. You know what it is? It's a bipartisan beer. It's both sides of the aisle. It has lager procedures, but ale yeast. They come together to make an amazing.
Nailed it. It's a hybrid.
Yeah, it's a bipartisan beer. Kennedy.
Yes.
What are we drinking? I mean, I know, but I'm asking you to.
Well, currently,
I
am enjoying this St. Arnold Springbok, and I'm being a savage right now because I'm drinking it straight out of the can.
I put a.
I know, but this was my pre-show beer.
Okay.
But after this, I want to tackle.
What are we tackling?
I want to tackle my Fetching Lab Blue Mischief.
Okay.
Blueberry cream ale.
Blueberry cream ale. That would be a good running beer if you were running through a blueberry field.
I think so.
Yeah, blueberry patch.
So
are they patches or fields? Patches, I think.
Blueberry?
Yeah, they're bushes.
What's a strawberry patch? No, strawberry field. Strawberry field forever?
Yeah, I don't know.
Strawberry
Michael,
field
what's the legal definition of a group of blueberry bushes?
I don't know. I started thinking about the Beatles song and got more excited about that than the bushes.
Well, it's a pumpkin patch,
Yeah.
so it's maybe just squash in general has our patches, and fruit is fields.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Maybe it just
But
maybe it depends on number of bushes per square meter or something.
I thought I might get some difficult questions today, but never in my wildest dreams did I think this was going to be the question to stump me today.
Listen,
well done.
hard hitting.
Welcome to Liquid Lunch.
Yes, you better bring your A game. Hope you brushed up on all your legal terms and your foliage. Anyway, I too drinking the Springbok. It's Springbok season, or box season, I guess. It's a spring beer. I guess all box by definition should be spring. I don't know. Traditionally, anyway. I guess you could have a Bach anytime. Right?
Yeah, you could Bach around the clock.
Oh, God.
Reminds me of the Great American Beer Festival. One of the funnier beer names I heard for an award winner was Rock Out with My Bach Out.
Yes.
Yes. The only thing I have against that is that I didn't come up with it. That's brilliant. No, but I mean, we're in full swing. I don't know about how things are going in Dallas. Dallas a little more susceptible to the polar vortex. Polar vortex, Kennedy, is really out of its mind lately. It can't be contained. It comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out.
I know. It's been like in the 30s, and then 2 days later, it's in the 70s.
Yes, and our friends in Dallas and North Texas are a little more susceptible to polar vortex variants than we are down here. But Michael, we're in crawfish season down here. It's full swing. Do y'all partake in the crawfish as much as we do down here?
Probably not as much, but every year, our entire crew, all of our employees, families, friends, any friends of the brewery, we do a big crawfish boil. A buddy of one of our brewers went to LSU, and every year we, have two big old huge pots on banjo burners cooking up crawfish all day, and it's really probably one of our favorite days for a bunch of our employees around here. It's fun every year. I was just asking about that. Hey, man, when is that coming down again? So we typically do two of those at least a year just here at the brewery amongst all the other fun stuff that we do, and that's always one that gets a big thumbs up.
Yes. There's something about a crawfish boil that's just right. Just a big pot of mud bugs and, sitting around a table, and then you just dump all those things out there and you have a bunch of good beer, and that's just right. That's some of the best parts of life.
This is going to be tricky.
Is it? Well, you need to work on your wrist strength or something. We need to get you on a strength drink.
No, this bottle's going to spew.
Well, don't open it. Let it sit. Like, open it and let it... Well, then it should be fine.
It's calling my name.
Well, I hope the cleanup is calling your name as well.
I don't live here.
Adam Cryer from Belson, he says, hey, Michael, he says he loves Peticolas. And Adrian says Blueberry Patch. So we'll go with Blueberry Patch. Yeah, okay. Adam says Sit Down is his favorite beer of yours, Michael.
That makes two of us. That's definitely my favorite beer in the brewery.
Yeah.
Sit down or I'll sit you down. Fantastic.
Did you get it? Did it spew? Oh. We're going to need a new rug. That's what reminds me, everybody, if you want to support the show, if you're making Amazon purchases, just go to liquidlunchshow.com/Amazon. It won't cost you any more. We just get a little kickback, and we can use that to buy a new rug now that Kennedy has spilled most of this beer on the rug.
It's bad.
Huh?
It's bad, but I didn't spill it on the table this time.
Yeah, but it soaks into the rug. We can clean up the table.
You can clean up a rug.
Anyway. Are you going to be able to drink it? Is it just a big puddle on the floor now?
It's, in my defense, it's mostly foam.
All right. What were we talking about? Now I'm distracted. Oh, crawfish. Everybody loves crawfish. And you do that outside. That would be a good place for this episode if you're going to be spewing beer all over the studio.
Yeah, we probably should open that one outside.
Okay. All right, Michael, from laws to, I don't know, just people, how, at a crawfish boil. Everybody treats each other really nice because there's food and beer and everything's nice. Online, social media, most of the time, people are nice, but every once in a while there's a turd in the punch bowl. I will say that this past week on Twitter, there's one troll in the 10,000 or however many are out there, but there was an event on Twitter this past week that involved you that I think you handled gracefully. I want to commend you on that. I think you handled it gracefully. A little backstory, Kennedy. I don't know if you're on Twitter or not, but so there was what was it? It was like a discussion on taps in bars and certain people paying to get their taps on in bars, that's not legal, right, Michael?
No, it's absolutely not legal. I mean, there were a couple of different issues, and you're right. It was a bit of a trying Monday and Tuesday for me last week, but I think where all this started was when I referenced that, AB purchasing Carbach and Miller Coors purchasing Revolver and Constellation purchasing Four Corners moved those breweries out of the craft brewer category, right? They are no longer craft brewers.
Right.
And after, I pointed that out, and maybe I could have been a little bit more eloquent in the way I pointed that out. I definitely wasn't trying to alienate any of my friends over at Four Corners or Revolver, and I have a ton of friends over there. I was more trying to educate the public about what is and what is not craft beer as defined by the Brewers Association anyways. So there was a little back and forth about that initially, and I was a little surprised that some people were so upset just about, really educating what is and what is not craft beer. But it went a step beyond that the second day, I guess it was last Tuesday, when someone created an account with the sole purpose of calling me or my brewery out as someone who violates the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Code. And I take that super seriously. The Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission licensed me. I'm going to comply with whatever laws that, they suggest because my livelihood depends upon it. And so I actually take very seriously the laws that are passed, the laws that are in the actual code currently. And so when this guy or girl started this Twitter account, they said, you're violating the code, to which, first of all, I'm happy to be called out. And in fact, I actually think there's a lot of learning that can happen when someone calls us out on any media, whether it's print media, social media, and I like to respond. I'm very happy to respond and want to be upfront and honest. And what I found is I can almost always learn from these events. So my immediate response was, what DABC laws are you talking about here? If there's an issue, I need to solve it. And then the response initially came from a bunch of the members of the public just saying, hey man, don't fall for this. This is an account that was literally created yesterday or this morning, and you're the very first target of this. He's just trolling you. But I thought, I don't care if he's trolling me or not. If he's going to be, he or she again, is going to be making a public statement that I'm violating the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Code, I'm going to take it seriously, and I want other members or other folks who are viewing social media to recognize that, yes, I do take that seriously, and if we're doing something wrong, I'm going to correct it. And so when I asked the further question about what are you talking about, what law are you talking about, and the response is, yeah, you participate in pay to play, that you're paying for taps. How is it that you could be on tap at all the growler locations around North Texas on the first 5 taps? That doesn't happen without paying. So when I saw that, I thought, okay, I now know that this is absolutely ludicrous, absolutely insane, because never once in our history, in 7 years, have we ever paid a customer to put on our beer. In fact, we have lost accounts because we've refused to participate in that practice. It happens. It's out there in the industry. I think a lot of people know that, but it's just not anywhere that we're going to go. And so that allegation was so preposterous that I did realize at that time that, all right, this guy is just trolling me, because nothing could be further from the truth. I've been audited by the TABC. They seem to not have any problem. I'm happy to open up my books because I know for a fact that we have never paid for a tap. And so, there's a right way to respond, and maybe an improper way to respond that is just driven by emotion. I try not to do that. So I actually appreciate you saying that I and the brewery handled it fairly well, because it was taxing having someone literally slander you publicly. And in fact, I made mention of that to this person. I said, okay, after I explained that, never ever would we participate in this practice, he sent some kind of response to the effect of, just like a lawyer, won't answer the question. And I had directly answered the question, so my response was very simply, I'm too busy drawing up plaintiff's original petition asserting defamation and slander causes of action for stating a false or making a false statement that is untrue and is damaging to my reputation. And that statement meets both of those elements. And this person has since closed their Twitter account after, I started mentioning that, hey, I'm going to, seek all available legal remedies that I possibly can to A, find out who you are, and B, restore my reputation, because making that statement definitely damages it. So there are ways to get Twitter to disclose who opened the account. And, part of me is driven by being personally offended that someone would take a shot at me like that, and I kind of want to just uncover who that person is so that I can put it out there publicly, and so that other folks A, are aware that I take these things very seriously, and B, that you shouldn't be trusting whoever this is that is making this just 100% false allegation.
Yeah, I'll say this: that is the worst part of social media. I mean, it's good that everybody has a voice when needed. That's a good thing in and of itself. But when somebody's an a-hole and they take it to this point, and they just to the trolling and or just the blatant, I don't know. Maybe it's stems from jealousy, or maybe they thought it was funny and they're just off the mark, like egregiously, Yeah,
well, it wasn't funny to me at all,
No.
and it's still not funny to me in the least bit, and I think part of that is my background, having practiced law for such a long period of time and protecting people's rights, that when you violate my own rights, I take it personally, and it upsets me, and, I'm going to do everything I can to fight something that's completely false. Like I said, I'm happy to be called out, because I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not doing everything absolutely properly at all times, and if I'm not, I'm the first to say, oh, yeah, hey, I've made a mistake here, and we're going to change our processes so that we are better, and you can learn from that. But when it's just a completely, clearly vindictive means of trying to trash me and or our brewery, I just don't take too kindly to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know. I just see something like that, and I'm like, surely, maybe they thought it. I always try to give benefit of the doubt, but when it's something like this, you could affect people's livelihoods, people's jobs. I mean, you're going to get, if the TABC hears of something, like maybe they have to investigate, or maybe they have to look into it, or what, and it just starts a whole thing that's, you can be funny a lot, you can troll people in a lot more. I don't know, a good-willed way, or just something that's more fun. That is the absolute worst side of social media, that sort of thing. There's that, and like cyberbullying. But I will say this: from the worst things in life, sometimes are then reflected the best things in life. And so, not only did you handle it gracefully, but also there were, numerous numbers of your peers that came to your defense, and it says a lot about the craft beer industry as a whole, and here in Texas especially, and in Dallas especially, especially that they came to your defense in what is, in any other industry is considered, and by definition, your competition, but they come and defend you. And, it speaks a lot to who you are and a lot to who, the Dallas craft beer and then the Texas craft beer community as a whole, and industry as a whole. That was a good thing to see.
Yeah, for sure. That, for me, that was the silver lining of the entire process, because I've always tried to have an element of sophistication, an element of professionalism with how our brewery conducts itself. And so, any attack to that is, again, taken very seriously by me, because the old saying, you can work your lifetime to build a reputation and it can be destroyed in 5 minutes. Yeah. So you're right. That was the silver lining, seeing all of these folks come to our defense. Literally, when the allegation was specific about growler locations, I think there were 3 growler locations that responded with, no, we have his beer on tap because it sells. Yeah. And it probably sells because the growler locations are the only way to get our product at home. We don't pack it. We're not in a bottle or a can. And as a result, our beer does very, very well at growler locations. So, to see the growler locations come to our defense when they were specifically kind of indirectly thrown under the bus as well. Mm-hmm. But then to have a couple of, our fellow North Texas brewers chime in as well, saying this is ludicrous. There's no way. I know these guys, they wouldn't act in that manner. And then, the public in general, the number of, tweets that were posted in support of us, and the number of email that I received personally and text was super cool to see. And, it does kind of restore your faith in humanity. It was quite a day, or quite a couple of days, and, we're past it now. But these things happen. That's not the worst thing that's happened to me or our brewery. Is we've moved through the years, and there'll be bigger challenges and roadblocks in the future. But what I've always said is, it's not necessarily what happens; it's about how you respond to what happens. And I'm happy with how we responded.
No, I think it was great. So I have to, when you bring up the fact that you're only available at the growler locations and there in your tap room, with the new laws on the table for packaged beers to go from the tap room and all that on the table. If that passes and you're able to send packaged beer out to go from your tap room, what would be y'all's plan moving forward? How would that change things? Would it, or is it, what are your thoughts?
I would say yes, it would definitely change things for us. This would be the first time that I had a really big incentive to put our beer into a packaged product, but there's a lot that goes into that. I've had some good partners, growler locations, talking about those guys. We want to do it in a way that's a little bit different and a little bit unique to what you may have seen. And we plan to do that, but I'm really not ready at this time to lay out our entire strategy about how we would accomplish this, if in fact it does pass. And again, as we sit here, it's not passed yet.
Yes, that's true. Kennedy, you look like you have a thought. Any thoughts? Oh, that's what it was. I was wondering why Adam was so just in high praise of your shirt. It's a Bellison Brewing Company shirt.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
This was a Christmas present from the lovely Jewels.
Well, there you go. Online, I'm seeing right here on Facebook a lot of love for Velvet Hammer. Oh. Yeah. What else am I seeing there? Oh, there's Jeffrey and Boris. Hey, everybody watching today. Well, Mike, I'm taking a look at your events page. Y'all got a lot of events coming up. Even one today. Doctor's Orders coming back to the tap room. Ooh, Imperial IPA.
Yeah, someone mentioned Sit Down, my favorite beer, and you mentioned Velvet Hammer, definitely the beer that we are most known for here locally. It's nearly half of our sales. But Doctor's Orders was, that beer has I have a special affinity towards that beer because for a long time I wrote all the recipes here, and one of our brewers, or our head brewer now, Chris Burnleg Martinez, as we call him, that was totally his recipe. He developed it The crew brewed it, and I think that beer is on par with some of the best beers that we've had. And the response to it was through the roof when we released it initially, and we've brought it back a couple times since then. So having it back here in the tap room and putting it back into the market is definitely kind of a very satisfying day for me, for sure. I'm always happy to see that beer back.
Awesome. Yeah. I love a good double IPA, Imperial IPA. Some of my, I don't know, they're just very satisfying beers. Also tonight, we're in crawfish season here, but also simultaneously across the state, maybe across the country, we're in Girl Scout cookie season. And tonight, y'all are doing a Girl Scout cookie and beer pairing there in the tap room. Do you have a favorite Girl Scout cookie?
I guess the Samoa is my favorite.
With the coconut and the chocolate.
Yeah, but it seems like you can get through a whole bag of those so quickly. There's not enough of them or something, but I love the Samoa. I'm a big fan of the tag-along as well, if it's still called the tag-along, the chocolate peanut butter one.
Yeah.
And then, the Thin Mint is always the core, right? It's hard to beat those as well.
Yeah.
But if it's one, give me a Samoa.
Now, Thin Mints from the freezer. You take a sleeve of Thin Mints, throw them in the freezer.
It's not a bad move.
Wait till they're nice and frozen.
What beer would you pair Thin Mints with, though?
Oh, it would
Stout.
a stout probably.
Sort of stout.
Yeah.
Some big rich. What about they're not? Are they still called Samoas?
I don't know.
I think they're called like Caramel Delights or something.
I don't understand why the names change. I can't keep up with it because my girls aren't Girl Scouts anymore. So they weren't the lucky ones who got all these Girl Scout cookies purchased from them. But there was a lucky Girl Scout out there. But ever since they stopped being Girl Scouts, I've kind of lost track of what the names are. But they seem to change quite frequently, which I don't really understand.
I wonder if it's a political correct sort of thing. Like you can't call them Samoans anymore because maybe
probably
maybe it offended the Samoans.
I mean, if it's a delicious cookie, I would be like, if somebody called them Arkansans, being from Arkansas, I would be like, yes, we're delicious.
Well,
I don't know. But
people are sensitive, though, man. People are too sensitive.
I don't know. I don't know what an Arkansan cookie would taste like. It tastes like bare feet and missing teeth. I
didn't know until now that someone from Arkansas was called an Arkansan.
I didn't either.
It's a very positive thing. We're Arkansans, not
it's
Arkansans.
It's Arkansan.
Yeah.
But you're from Arkansas.
That's right.
Okay.
There you go. There's a lot of Arkansans that come to Dallas a lot, Michael, so, just keep that in your back pocket. Oh, you're Arkansans. Welcome to Dallas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll use that the next time I possibly can.
Hey, there's some great people in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Some of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, he's fine. He doesn't live there anymore, though.
Well,
that's where the invention of the toothbrush came from. Did y'all know that?
Well, that's ironic.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it was just a single tooth. That's why they don't call it teeth brush. It's just called it.
Dun-dun-dun.
Man,
I was just to say something like that. You beat me to the punchline.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. What other? I had the other events pulled up. Oh, here we go. Tomorrow, family game night. That's one of my with a person with I have 3 daughters that would love games. That's one of my favorite things. And then open house tour looks like on Saturday, and let's see. Ooh, Carolina barbecue. I love barbecue.
But Carolina, is that your favorite style of barbecue?
I think my favorite style is anything that's in front of me. To be honest with you, I grew up in Northeast Arkansas. It was very close to Memphis, so like those Memphis style, those dry rub ribs. Yeah. We had pulled pork sandwiches. We put slaw on it, and that when you come down here, people look at you weird when you say, "Can you put some slaw on it?" I don't look
at you weird.
I don't know if it's meat. I mean, smoked.
Not for the slaw on the barbecue. I look at you weird for other things.
But then I love brisket though too. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say no to any of it. I think it's foolish to have a debate. I say just eat it all. That's mine.
Brisket is number one, though, right?
Yeah.
If I'm honest with you, yes, I would pick it over anything else. But a close second would be pork ribs.
Yeah, I was gonna say ribs. Definitely second.
Ribs, yeah.
We're in agreement.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What?
Oh, Michael, can you do us a big favor, mainly for the viewers? Can you take your camera and show us what your brewery looks like?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Give us a little tour.
Oh, the tour.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me, should I flip this around? Hang on, let's see. All right, I'm just going to make do.
Okay.
I'll walk through the tap room here.
Oh, we're gonna get a walkthrough.
Yeah,
Nice.
look at that.
Yeah, well, I'm not in the actual brewery. I'm in our tap room, so let's,
Oh, look at
they're
the.
brewing here, so there's no telling what we're going to see or how you're going to hear. So now we're in the grain room.
Oh, very nice use
Oh,
of pallets.
wow. That's cool.
Yeah, Pinterest just just cued in and said, "Oh, nice pallet work there." I tried to make a pallet table one time, and it turned into a bonfire. Turns out I can't build it.
So, yeah,
I use-
we're milling some grain right now. And on into the brewery.
Yeah, this is
Wow.
awesome.
Right here, we're kegging some beer.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That looks
Wow.
serious.
That's yeah.
Kennedy just got a keg for his home brew. I don't think it's on that level, though.
All right, and then,
There's the brew house.
Yeah.
all right, so we're brewing beer as well right now.
Oh, what are you guys brewing?
What are y'all brewing? I don't know if you can hear us.
Yeah, maybe not.
Ooh, look.
Here's our
Oh.
mash.
Nice.
Mashing in one batch.
This interview may end if he drops the phone down into the...
I'm surprised we still. Oh.
Look at that.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
I think this is our first live brew session
It is.
tour.
I think it is.
So boiling another batch and
Here you go. That's it right
tanks, fermentation tanks, cold liquor tanks, and
there. It's like an
that's,
episode.
I guess, the quick tour.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Brewers, you know.
Yeah, got it.
So I think I heard you say first live. That's actually not the first live brew tour I've done. I did one myself. God, probably in year one. I did like a quick 45-second tour, which was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But that's the first one in a long time. Good
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
I like your barn door, the farmhouse sliding door back there. That's nice.
Yeah, kind of separates our tap room from the brewery. There's windows where you can see into the brewery, of course. In fact, here's one. Let's see.
Your palette game is
So I'm
on
in the
point.
tap room, and you can see through here into the brewery.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's etched. Look at that
Wow.
etching or sandblasting.
Do you guys do tours? During your tech?
Yeah, we do tours on the first and third Saturday of every month from 1 to 3 o'clock. $10, 3 beers, keep the glass. Doesn't really get any better than that.
Wow, $10.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's it's still a carryover from
bad.
before the law was changed in 2013. That was the only thing you could do, and so believe it or not, for the first 5 years, we were only open 4 hours a month, and that was on the first and third Saturday from 1 to 3. And so we still follow that schedule and still provide that same tour at the same price.
That's cool. That's cool. I love it. That's it's retro. But your palette game. I saw the palette in the bathroom, and then the pallets in the back. Your palette game is strong. I tried to make a table out of pallets in the backyard, and I just ended up with a bonfire because that's all it was. It was it was a pile of wood by the end of it. So
Yeah, you've hardly seen the half of it. I'll try to. The other side, that whole wall, that's pallet. So our door coverings are pallets also. We've got some pallet benches around here. We've got a guy. I don't know if you noticed that bar that I walked past by the where we were milling in, but that is all made out of pallets. One of our brewers, Chad Brooks, he's kind of the person who originated this and was breaking down pallets and building benches and stools and things like that. So when it came time to actually build our tap room, we carried a lot of that same vibe through and into the tap room.
that's awesome. I need to come up there and take some notes on pallets because I don't have the touch. I just don't.
Yeah, we'll host some classes.
Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need. I don't know. Well, Michael, what else? Like anybody who's just chiming in or just jumping on the social side of the stream, or they're watching the replay. What do people need to know about Peticolas Brewing? The that they've never had the opportunity to be there. They're going to be in Dallas in a few weeks, like myself, actually. What do they need to know? What is the go-home message?
Well, I'll give you two. First, who we are. We are honest, friendly, down-to-earth brewers who deliver world-class passion in a glass. That is literally who we are, and what we're about is, whereas most brewers want to get their beer anywhere and everywhere as fast as they can, we've never cared about that. We don't want to be big, we want to be great. And we try to carry that over in everything that we do, provide an experience that is unique to you guys. We're much different than most folks out there. We are only available in a keg. We're only available within 39 miles from our brewery. We self-distribute. We do it all. When you come into this tap room, you see the history of our brewery, and our people are second to none. For 5 years, I told people, man, it's all about the beer. It's all about the beer. And then at about year 5, I realized, it's all about the people. It is all about the people. And our team, I wouldn't trade it for any other team that's out there.
That's awesome. That gives me all the good feels. On Valentine's Day, I love it. Mm-hmm. All the love.
Come join us.
You have any big plans for Valentine's Day tonight?
My wife and I have never really done anything for Valentine's Day. And last week I said, hey, let's go to dinner. And so we were planning to go to dinner, but yesterday at about 3 o'clock, both of my daughters were confirmed to have the flu. So I'm not sure what's going on at home or whether that'll actually happen tonight or not. I guess time will tell.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a slice of my day, or my life too.
Honestly, Valentine's Day is the worst day to ever go out to eat.
Is it?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if we don't make it, it won't be any different than the past 10 years.
Yeah, just order some pizza.
If you want to do something for Valentine's, go like the day before, the day after.
Yeah, the weekend's coming up, right?
Or wait till the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, that was always my thought process with flowers. I never bought flowers on Valentine's Day because they jack up the price, but buy flowers at other times of the year. They're really not that expensive, and they're appreciated as much, if not more.
Yeah, that Tuesday in April, bouquet of flowers delivered.
No, every time it works.
Yes.
The trick is wait till tomorrow if you're going to buy flowers when they go on sale.
Hold on.
Yes.
But I don't know about that. You can't come home with flowers on the 16th.
That's right.
Or she just thinks you're cheap.
There you go.
But if you come home with flowers a few times throughout the year, then you're going to be a hero.
Take it from the married guys. Pro tip: random day, away from any from any holiday.
I get in trouble quite often for not getting flowers enough.
Yeah. Danny from Wichita Falls says he's going to come visit you soon, Michael.
Sweet. Yeah. Tell him to come on in. Ask for me if I'm here. I'm always happy to talk to the folks around here, but he's going to be taken very well care of. So, Danny, let him know, hey, man, I'm from the Liquid Lunch podcast. Give me the red carpet treatment, and our crew will do it.
Oh, man. Danny, I hope you remember that. That's a big deal. All right, well, Michael, we don't want to keep you from your run. Be sure to stretch out those hammies. Start slow, work your way in. And
stick with the light beers.
Well, until you're done. But anyway,
thanks, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you so much for being on the show today.
I only run when something's chasing me.
You bet, guys. I appreciate you having me. Look forward to doing this again sometime. Y'all have a great day. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks, Michael.
Michael Peticolas Brewing.
Yeah.
This is where we mute the mic and try to end the Skype call without. Oh, is he doing it? That's good.
Without being. That's okay. He's off.
Is
he's
he?
off cam.
No, West sort of. There we go. All
Oh,
right.
yeah,
there we go. Man,
cool.
That was a great interview.
I really like the dynamic of the brewery. How they don't try to distribute at all. I mean, they don't bottle. You can only get it at the brewery or at a.
It's a confident move.
Yeah, it
That's what it is. It's confident. It's like, we are who we are. Mm-hmm. There you go. Just lay it out there. Let people see it. Just lay it on the table. Mm-hmm. And if they're into it, cool. If not, somebody else will be. Or something along those lines. Danny, thanks for watching today. Jeffrey. Jeffrey, you're right. Flowers do just die. Yeah. Here's what I've found that my wife appreciates more than a Now I do get the bouquet of flowers from time to time, especially on
Did
the.
you get it for Valentine's Day?
No.
No, it's a sucker's move.
Yes, what I typically like on a random grocery trip or something, you get all the color. You find out what colors and varieties she likes the most, and that's what you get. You just come home and be like, look, let's make the house look beautiful. But then what she enjoys maybe even more, or at least what I enjoy more, is like the outdoor flowers you can plant, and they're around for the whole season. If you have a yard.
If you have a yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my pro tip. If you have a yard.
What's your wife's favorite flower?
Depends on the season, really.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I do know Julie's favorite.
she loves the lilies. There's a lot of different varieties with lilies, though, and they come out at different times. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Literally.
Little Lurie.
What do you think about this blueberry cream ale?
It's good. Man, I had that thing. You should, the foam on this, I don't know, maybe because it's.
Because you juggled it?
No, I didn't juggle it. It was just, I mean.
There's something about temperature, like there's a certain like mid-range temperature where.
I mean, it's still got hangers, man.
Hangers?
Yeah.
It's called lacing.
It's it's there.
Technically, that's lacing.
It's there. Yeah.
Fetching Lab.
But, this is good.
They just opened their new tap room.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I've been meaning to set up an interbrews with them because it's been way too long. I love them to death. Great guys. Brett and they're yeah, it's just good.
Is it still at the guy's house?
Well, their brewery is, but their tap room is in town.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool because Julie and I made a big boo-boo.
Did y'all go out there?
Yeah. Well, in my defense, Google said it was open.
Was it not?
And we went there, and
Was Brett in his robe?
He's mowing his lawn, and we pull up, and like I don't know their names, I forgot. But
Brett and Teresa.
Yeah, she comes out. She goes, "Oh, we're closed today," and I'm like, "Oh, we're so sorry."
Were the dogs there?
Yeah, the dogs were there. They were.
What about the frog?
Frog?
Brett has a tree frog. I don't know if he's still around.
I don't know, but like they were very nice. They actually sat there. They weren't pissed about us coming up.
Did you tell them what you did and where you were from and all that stuff?
No.
Why don't you do that?
I don't know.
You put all this work into the show. Like literally everybody look. You see the ticker at the bottom. You see the graphics, all the camera stuff. That's all Kennedy. And yet he's, I don't know. What is that, like a weird, like, don't feel confident thing? Or is that a self?
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not the most friendliest person.
Just tell me you know me.
No.
Has that ever backfired?
I've never tried it.
I mean, Adam, if you're still listening, if somebody walks into Bailson and says they know me, will they get kicked out? Almost assuredly not. Almost.
Well, it's not like you're going to be doing any favors for you either.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. They may be like, oh, yeah, we know him. And that might be the extent.
They're
of
like,
it.
hey.
But if you show up to somebody's house,
here's a doggy treat.
Then they may call me and be like, is this guy for real? And I'm like, no, I don't know.
Google honestly said that they were open on a Sunday, and we went there, and he's like, yeah, it happens time to time. We don't, like we've been trying to change this, and it just didn't. So I still have not been to Fetching Lab.
No, well, the tap room open now.
Yeah.
And,
And
that whole area down there, the south of Houston area, it's popping, man. Bouncins, Backfish.
Saloon Door with their tasty AF.
Saloon Door.
Oh,
Nobi across the 45 right there at NASA.
That beer.
Galveston Bay. If you go on down to Galveston, that's a party too. Galveston Island, Devil in the Deep, all those places. Who else is over there? Court Street,
Jeff
Fetching Lab.
Danny's leaving
Texas
us.
Beer Refinery.
Danny's leaving us. Has to go back to work.
It's overrated.
Yeah.
It's overrated, Dan.
Thanks for spending your lunch with us.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Thank you, Danny. Have a great weekend. Happy Valentine's Day. Love you.
Yeah.
I feeling love today.
Smoochies.
Yes. All right, so let's talk about the future.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, so next week, we've done good so far this year. We've had a who's who lineup of guests.
Oh man, yeah, it's been nuts. We are
the best. It's been almonds, which are the best nuts.
You think almonds are the best?
What's better?
Brazil nuts?
No.
Brazilian nuts?
That's no.
Yeah.
I would say if you said cashews, I could be like, I don't agree, but I can see where you'd say that.
Cashews are good.
Walnuts are pretty good, but almonds are the best.
I I prefer my favorite nut is the pecan.
Pecans are good.
You can't go wrong with the pecans.
But I just think the almond. If you're going to say just a almond,
what nuts do they put in beer?
all of them.
They put almonds in
Yeah.
because pecan porters are.
Well,
the
no,
bomb.
that's the go-to.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's been many a nut put into beer. I mean, did you see American Pie?
Yes. Yes.
That's just awful.
Yeah. Plenty of nut put into apple pie.
No, I just
Oops, did I say that?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know that I don't know that I've ever seen an almond beer.
Yeah.
But chocolate covered almonds?
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
I mean, personally, I'm an almond.
Honey roasted cashews.
Jeffrey says, hazelnuts in beer all the time. I think there may be one on the table right now.
Oh, hazelnut's a good
No,
nut.
it's the Rogue beer.
Hazelnut's a good nut.
Rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, hazelnut. They do that hazel brown ale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hazelnuts.
Mound stout.
Mound stout. That would be almonds.
Mound like
No, they wouldn't.
the
Almond Joy has nuts. Mounds don't, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
That's
So
coconut.
it'd be like a
coconut. Is coconut a nut?
chocolate coconut stout.
Does coconut count as a nut?
I mean, does it?
I think it's more of a.
No,
is it a
I mean,
fruit?
I think it would.
Is it a fruit?
It's got the hard shell.
But is it a fruit? It grows
meat,
on a.
meat in the inside. It grows on a tree.
Yeah.
Nuts grow on a tree.
Yeah.
No, Jeffrey, Almond Joy and Mounds are not the same thing.
They're not the same.
No.
No, Almond Joy has nuts. Mounds don't.
Yeah.
That's the whole premise.
See that the Mounds, they come in like the Almond Joys come in like two, in like there's like two small bars inside, and there's two almonds on each bar, so you know it's separated into like 4 bites total.
Yeah.
That's why I never get Almond Joys. Well, I don't really get a lot of candy bars out of the machine anymore, but I never got the Almond Joys because although delicious, in 4 bites you're done.
Isn't that most candy bars though? Aren't they
Four-
kind of
four
four
bites? Nah, you can get like a Snickers. You can get more than 4 bites out of it.
It's a 5 bite, but they're not that unless you get the king size, and then that's just too much.
Oh.
They're not that. They're all 4 to 4.5.
Because like Almond Joy, you can't get less than 4 or more than 4 bites because it's perfectly divided between the 2 almonds.
You could do it in 2 bites.
Each little bar is 2 bites.
No, I'm saying you could do like one.
Yeah, I mean you could do
Shove
that.
the whole thing
Yeah,
in.
you could you could do it in 1 bite if you wanted to.
I saw chocolate Twinkies yesterday at the grocery store.
What?
Yeah. Chocolate Twinkies.
Wow. Okay.
Twinkies have made an amazing comeback.
Yeah.
They were on the brink of extinction. Hostess was going away.
They never go extinct because they last forever.
But I'm saying Hostess was on the way out, and now they've turned it around, and we have chocolate Twinkies and pumpkin spice Twinkies, and they're put in beer now.
Yeah.
Whatever. People
on.
are making beer with Twinkies.
You're gonna have to talk to yourself.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll be right back.
What?
Huh?
You've reached your brain?
I broke the seal. I had a lot of water on the way over, so now I gotta.
You didn't have water. You had an energy drink.
Well, I had that too, but I didn't want to act like an
Okay, well, go on and do your thing. This is where I talk bad about Kennedy. Kennedy does not drink coffee. I don't understand that. Coffee is delicious because I can't drink beer all day, so coffee is my go-to in the morning. 2 cups. If I go over there, and Janae, I totally agree with you. Yeah, the Bay Area craft scene. Wait, Bay Area is in? Are you talking about south of Houston? Is that what we're talking about? Ooh, I didn't mention. Here's the thing I'll talk about. Speaking of Bay Area, if you're talking about south of Houston, that's what I'm going to assume. Assumptions. That's how I get through in life, making assumptions. Brigadoon Brewery. Yeah, Allen. You know Allen. Their outpost or their year-round tap room. They're in Pasadena. Well, this weekend they're hosting the beer garden at the Mardi Gras on Main Street in LaPorte. That's this weekend. Starts at 4:00 on Saturday. They're gonna have a beer garden. It's gonna be a big time, and it's tons of really good craft beer. Alan will be there. I hope Alan will be there in his kilt. If we're lucky, the weather's gonna be good. It's gonna be overcast, so not too sunny, but it's gonna be warm. And then it's Mardi Gras, and it's a family-oriented Mardi Gras. So if you're in the LaPorte South, if you're south of I-10, closer to the east side, or if not, if you're in Galveston, come on up. Plenty of food, Mardi Gras festivities, and family-oriented, Kennedy. So they're the beads. How you get the beads? You don't. It's a little different. You just probably have to say please.
No,
It's family-oriented Mardi Gras, bro. It's not Galveston. Galveston Mardi Gras is rowdy.
yeah,
New Orleans Mardi Gras, that one's everybody knows about that one. Galveston Mardi Gras gets pretty rowdy, right? You know, they're just down in Galveston. They're just a little more laissez-faire. No, what's the word? I don't know. Laissez-faire. I'm going to say laissez-faire.
okay.
Let just whatever goes, whatever you want to go goes. Everybody's, pretty
So-
comfortable with whatever.
So it goes.
So it goes.
So
As
it goes
as it
up.
goes, so it goes, or something like that. Goza, maybe. I don't know if Galveston Island makes it goza. They make that tiki wheat though.
Oh, the tiki wheat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Foamy Head 13 watching on YouTube. Thank you, Foamy Head. Foamy. Sup, Foamy.
Yep.
That's the new thing. Once we see you jump
Yeah.
on from now on. Sup, Foamy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Foamy. What was he drinking? He was drinking a
Something from Alamo.
Commander's Amber.
There you
San
go.
Antonio Commanders.
That's a good lunch beer, good burger
Yeah.
beer. Jeffrey, you do need to get down to Brigadoon. You need to go see Alan. Yeah, because it can't be Renaissance Festival all year long. It's only
No,
it's for its time.
he can't be all year long.
I mean, I guess you could have your own personal Ren Fest
Yeah, you
the
could,
whole year.
Yeah, you could dress up like
Whatever.
you could
A
wear
barbarian.
Yeah, you could wear a kilt
Or an
all
elf.
year long if you want to.
Whatever your deal is. It's cool. It's cool.
Do you think are kilts like acceptable work clothes?
I think they legally would have to be.
Yeah,
Especially if you wore the dress shirt
yeah.
and the whole dress, like the tall socks and
I
the
kind of
nice.
wanted to show up to work one time in a kilt.
Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
I
you-
mean, I could pass for.
Did you know the patterns on your kilt are all like based on your clan?
Yeah, I did actually.
Do you have,
Like,
do you have any Scottish heritage? In your,
I have to.
Why?
Like I've always been told that I'm German, but my name Kennedy, super Irish, super.
I said
super
Scottish.
Irish. It's Scottish. There is an actual Kennedy clan. When I visited Scotland many years ago,
Really?
there's definitely a Kennedy clan. That's one of the big clans there.
Yeah.
So there's Kennedy clan, and of course, from presidential Kennedys,
Yeah.
they're all Irish.
Yeah.
So I got to have some Irish or Scottish. So like, I can pull off a kilt if I want to.
Yeah. I think you've got the knees for it.
Oh yeah, I think I have the legs for it.
Yeah. Maybe get a little sun on them. Actually, I think pale
No, my
legs are, they make the reds and the greens and the browns and the black. I think it makes it pop.
Yeah, but
Maybe that's kind of the whole point.
But my hairy legs, I don't really need. I could do a little. They could be a little paste. I can pull off with my pasty white legs because of my hairiness. Like all my hair is on my head and
On your legs.
from my knees down.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
an
I don't
interesting-
really have back hair or chest hair or
Hey,
facial
it's-
facial
It's
hair.
all good. I don't need to know anymore. It's all good.
No, I'm gonna keep.
It's all good. Okay, so let's talk about the future. Are y'all ready?
Yeah, we were supposed to talk about the future, but
Talk about
of
the
course-
future, but then you had to go, whatever. So the future won this weekend. Main Street Mardi Gras celebration in LaPorte. 5th annual. Starts at 4 o'clock on Saturday. Probably have some crawfish down there or something with crawfish in it. Maybe some etouffee. Ooh, I love that food. I love that Mardi Gras Cajun food. Etouffee, gumbo, red beans and rice.
Oh.
Boudin. Love boudin. Grilled boudin. You don't need anything else in life if you've got a charcoal grill and some boudin. Cook it off the heat. Okay, don't go straight on.
Well,
It'll burn.
you need beer to go with the boudin.
Yeah, that's a given.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you're going to cook that boudin on the charcoal grill, put all the charcoal to one side, and listen. Do not use lighter fluid. Do not use
No, lighter fluid f's it up.
Use a chimney starter.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Chimney starter works every time. Get it over to the side, off the heat. Perfect. There you go. Boudin.
Sorry,
Crispy skin,
I'm gonna
pops.
I'm gonna let you keep talking about the future, but Jeffrey just said he brewed in his new house, and I just want to know what he brewed.
Oh, yeah.
So, what did you brew, Jeffrey?
Yeah, let us know. All right, so that's immediate future. The future. Next week is still in the works. That's what we'll say. Next week is still in the works.
Yeah.
And then after that, the week after that is, what are we doing the week? Oh, we're going to be out at bringing you today's show. And in 2 weeks, we'll be there in person for a live show at a place that we've mentioned before.
I got all this other stuff.
At a place we've mentioned before, the Grain Cellar.
Yeah.
The Grain Cellar. Humble's Premier Homebrew Store, your one-stop fermenting shop, 240 First Street West, Humble, Texas, 77338. Graincellar.com on all the socials. And, Preston, who is an encyclopedia of brewing knowledge. If that's not enough, Kennedy, if that wasn't enough, if it just Preston alone with all his vast knowledge wasn't enough, Dr. Bobby Harrell from Backpew Brewing is going to join us.
Oh, I can't wait. This is going to be awesome.
It's going to be badass. We're going to brew a beer while we're there.
Are we?
Mm-hmm. That's the plan.
Oh, aren't you the one that told me that, we can't brew a beer and do the show at the same time? It's boring.
No, I didn't say that. I said if it's just one person brewing a beer trying to stream it,
I see. Kind of back
you need people to talk and people to host and to do things. Other people have to concentrate
But
on the beer.
if Bobby and Preston are going to brew a beer, we're going to let them brew a beer.
Well, they're going to be switching off, talking to us, walking us through the process.
When those guys say, hey, we want to brew a beer live on your show, we let them brew a beer.
Absolutely. No, I think it's going to turn out awesome. It's going to be a fun time. And, of course, when you walk into the Grain Cellar and you say Liquid Lunch sent us, Preston will be there with arms wide open. Him and Scott Stapp with arms wide open, ready for those hugs, waist up, waist down, your preference. Mm-hmm. So, and Kennedy, whatever you need. If you maybe you're gluten intolerant. Maybe you can't have grains. You know what that means when you go to the Grain Cellar?
Yes.
Not a thing. It means they've got you covered. You can do cider. There's no gluten in cider, and it's very approachable. It's got kind of the best of both worlds. It's the upfront, time with wine, which means you don't have to do a lot of process. It's basically just juice and yeast and a little bit of this and that. And then it's got the fermentation turnaround time of beer. So in a few weeks, you can have delicious craft, homemade cider. Just like Johnny Appleseed would have wanted. Maybe, you don't like apples. Maybe when somebody says, how do you like them apples? You're like, not a fan. Wine.
Yep.
From grapes. Fruit wine.
Yep.
Maybe the oldest fermented beverage, mead. If you want to make some mead, you can put some honey in that, call it melomel. Or, other spices, which it's called a grisette. I've lost my terminology. Beer cider hybrid. It's called a graph.
Hard lemonade.
Any of that.
Yeah.
Cheese. Maybe you want to ferment some cheese. You want to get down on some, some bacterial fermentation. Yeah. Do some cheese or some just mozzarella. Same
or maybe you're a big fan of the kombucha.
There's that too.
Yeah.
You can ferment that too and get your what are those little the Scuddy? No, the SCOBY.
SCOBY.
The SCOBY is what is on top. You want to keep your SCOBY.
Yeah.
You want to keep it healthy and ready to ferment a new batch. Jeffrey, come on, man.
Can you eat a SCOBY?
You could. I don't know what it would taste like.
Could you call it a SCOBY snack?
SCOBY. I don't know. I honestly don't know what would happen. You'd probably end up pooping a lot.
All right, Jeffrey. He says he wants to come. There's nothing stopping. Well,
there's nothing between you and the Grain Cellar except for a few miles of road and opportunity.
It's on the 28th. You got time to make this happen.
Make it happen. Say you're going to be working from home, but don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just take the day off.
Yeah. You deserve it. You've earned it, buddy.
28th.
You've earned it. You've worked hard. You did all that moving. You need a day to recoup and recover.
Yeah, you need to take the last day of February off.
Listen.
Everybody does.
Yeah. There's no real reason to need to go every day in February.
Yeah, it so is.
Did you work on President's Day? Probably.
Yeah.
So you kind of owe it. Did you work on Groundhog Day? Isn't that in February? Yeah.
Is it?
We had that already. Yeah. President's Day, Valentine's Day. We work through the holidays. It's you've earned it. You've earned it. February can be stressful.
It is.
January you have all that energy. It's like, oh, it's a new year, and then it gets to February, like, oh, chocolate. Abe Lincoln.
So you're off President's Day. In lieu of taking President's Day off, Jeffrey,
Yeah.
take the 28th off.
Yeah. You know who never took a day off? George Washington.
Have you ever brewed with Preston and Bobby?
I would not at the same time.
No.
So there's a thing. There's a thing to think about.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, make it happen, bro.
Oh, I will say one since we are still on the grain cellar air.
Yeah. No, of course.
If you are interested in brewing or you need some help, you can brew right there at the store.
Yeah.
Preston loves to brew with people.
Yeah, he does.
And you get a discount. And I'm going to say it's 20% off. It might be 30% off all your ingredients if you brew at the store.
Yeah.
So, and he's got the grain father there.
Yes.
And you could have a batch done within like less than 5 hours.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the grain father.
4 to 5 hours.
Makes things very approachable for the all grain.
You do it at your house, it's going to take a lot longer than that.
Probably.
Yeah.
And you won't have the confidence of brewing with a Jedi.
No.
Like Preston.
No,
Yeah.
something's happening.
Yeah, somebody's coming. We should have closed those doors. We got a whole bunch of people coming in.
Should I answer the door?
No, they can open it up. Close the doors though, so we don't hear all that.
All right. Hold
We
on.
didn't. It was all.
You sure you don't want me to answer that door?
No, don't answer the door. Just close the door. They can open it up.
All right.
It's
all
fine.
right.
It's fine.
I'm closing the
That's
door.
why we put in the smart lock. This is where I also endorse smart home products. Tell them to be quiet if you could. This is totally unprofessional. We have a show on the air, everybody. All right. So, welcome home. Welcome home, girls. Hi. Yes, I'm in the middle of a show. Did you bring me any Chick-fil-A? Hi. My mother-in-law's here. My daughters. My wife. That's everybody? Oh, here's Hayden. Hayden, jump on.
You're on camera.
Yeah, put the headphones on. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
You got to get up to the mic there, Hayden.
Okay, hi, everybody.
Hi. Hey, how was school today for the part you went?
We got candy.
Did you? Did you put out all the... You know what? Switch with Kennedy. You come around here. Take the headphones off and you come around the other side.
Okay.
No, she got to know how to change the cameras. We haven't trained her up on that one. Which one are you? Is this one? Whoop.
Yeah, I almost fell over there.
Watch for the boot.
There's traps over there, Hayden.
Yeah, watch for the... Talking to that mic right there?
Hello.
It's this one. No, it's this one. All right, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're there. Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
So how was school today?
Good.
Good. What, you said you got candy?
Yep.
Anything good? Chocolate?
There was a blow pop.
That's not chocolate. Did you bring any of it home or eat it all already?
I ate it all.
Typical.
What did you learn today in school?
Yeah.
No.
Anything? Or was it just all candy and Valentine's all day?
No, no.
Listen, there was no chocolate or the chalky hearts this year, were there?
No, there were.
There were.
Fun fact, they made 18,000 a year, so they're still selling, but they're just not making them.
So those are all leftovers. But I'm guessing the shelf life on those things is probably long. They're just like, how long? What's the shelf life for chalk? Did you eat some?
I like those.
Did they taste okay this year?
Yeah, they're just good.
Okay.
And they had the sweetheart heart thingies.
Sweet tart. I love sweet. What's your favorite color? Sweet tart.
Well, they're actually the same heart, like
They're all
green
the same
one.
color?
They're the same thing. They're just sweetheart flavored, I guess.
Oh. Well, like when you get the tube of sweet tarts, right? Or little packets. What's your favorite color? There's the blue, the pink, the orange, and the red.
White, green.
Strawberry. The red one. Red, pink.
Yeah, the greens are spearmint flavored.
Are they?
They
Yeah.
taste like soap.
Yeah, the greens aren't good.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I think I like the blue the best.
Blue.
Purples are good. I think purple's supposed to be blueberry or something.
Do we still have any of those warheads around the house, or did Mama throw all those away?
Mom took those away.
We had a whole... I got for Halloween, I got warheads and crybabies.
Oh.
I would have...
Chunk those?
I didn't. Kelly may have.
Oh.
Go see if there's any more, and then we can get Kennedy to eat for it at the same time.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Go
no,
look.
No.
Just go see.
You don't really want to do that.
No,
do
it'd be
you?
great. It'd be like drinking a sour beer. Special day here. We've got competition this weekend. My wife, my mother-in-law, and my daughter. Did she throw them all out? Yeah. Why would she do that? Did you go check the
know.
candy jar and see if there's any left in there?
Hey, go
In the pantry.
check the trash can too.
No. That would have been a while back. My wife not one to let things gather dust in this house.
Okay.
I'm lucky that
Good.
I have to lock the door. To this.
You're a lucky man.
No, she does. She keeps the house looking great, but that's the thing is I have to keep this door shut, or she'll come in and go through the stuff and be like, "Well, you haven't used this in a long time." It's like I don't.
Yeah,
know.
she's.
Why do you have this?
She's gonna throw away your keezer.
I know, right?
You haven't used this in a while.
Actually, it's got a bunch of beer inside it. Speaking of the grain cellar, I was talking to Preston yesterday. We were chatting back and forth. I've got a goal for 2019, but to get it started much quicker in the next few weeks, hopefully. I'm going to start doing 1 gallon batches, and I just want to go with nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
Well, turns out we don't have a candy jar anymore.
what? I'm out of here. You know,
this is I can't.
why do I
endorse-
come over here?
Honestly,
But
don't know.
there's no candy jar. This is a deal breaker.
Yeah, it is a deal breaker.
I'll see you guys later.
We're just
So
gonna-
did you get any secret Valentines?
Oh, that's another one.
Hayden?
Do you have a crush in your class?
Did
Not in my class.
In your grade?
Oh,
Or in maybe 5th grade, grade above you?
No, not in 5th grade.
4th grade?
I'm not telling you.
3rd grade.
Why can't you tell me? I'll tell you, I have a crush.
Hey, we
I have a
have-
crush on your mom.
Well, that's not obvious at all.
It's not. I'm just saying. I told you. You should tell me. Hi, Reese.
Hey,
Reese,
Reese.
stand over by your sister. Reese making her debut on Liquid Lunch. This is my oldest daughter. Reese, how are you? How was school today?
Good.
Hayden, don't do that. That's not nice. What are you eating on?
Yeah.
A mint.
Just a mint? Oh. What happened to all the warheads and the crybabies?
You ate them, didn't you?
No,
Be honest.
Mom didn't know.
All right. Well, there you go. There was Reese, and then she just got kicked out. Thank you, Reese. It was good to talk to you. All right, I guess
It
we'll.
I
was
don't think she
truly
got-
Hayden.
I don't
Yeah.
think she got kicked out.
Nope. She did.
Did you kick her out?
I didn't kick her, but I pushed her out.
No,
All right.
that's not nice.
I
It's
can
not-
close off this Skype, though. We're done with Skype. We're not going to Skype anybody up back
No,
in
no,
today, are we?
no.
Hayden, you missed it. We had Michael Peticolas on from Peticolas Brewing in Dallas,
Yeah.
and it was a wonderful interview. It was he's a super smart guy. He was a lawyer before he was owned a brewery.
That's his good things.
Yes, he's super smart, and just there's new beer laws coming out and things like that, and he walked us through all of that. And we tried some delicious beers today, right, Kennedy?
Uh-huh.
And talked about numerous other things. Any beer related things you want to talk about?
Well, first of all, I need to go spit my gum out.
Okay. Well, there you go. So there's that.
Yeah.
Now, Reese, any beer-related things you want to talk about before we wrap today's show?
No.
Okay, you're just hanging out and watching?
Yeah.
Did you learn anything today in middle school? Okay, middle school. That was elementary school with Hayden. What did you do today in middle school? Was there anything Valentine's Day related?
Not really.
Did you get any secret Valentine's Day presents?
No.
Do you have any secret Valentines?
No.
I don't think they're secret, right?
Yeah. She could have one that she doesn't know, and she like.
Oh, that gives her or something?
Goes to her locker. And
They don't have lockers, do you? There's no lockers in middle school anymore.
What?
They have clear plastic backpacks. No, not
No,
well. We'll wait till after
no.
the school or after the show.
After the show, I'll need some candy for sure, but not right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep sticking that in my face.
Yeah. Give him a kiss.
No.
There's kisses in Hershey kisses in.
Oh. Does that chocolate? Because we got some chocolate pairings.
Yeah, I would say
does chocolate and Springbok go?
no, but pick up these other. We're not going to get to these other two because we're about to wrap the show.
Yeah.
But we have speaking. We were with Michael in Dallas today. That Deep Ellum beer is read the label. It's a coffee Oak Cliff Coffee Ale. I think that would go great with chocolate.
Yeah, this probably would.
And
I'm gonna steal it.
it was a gift.
Oh, let me ask you, girls,
Okay.
something. Did you guys? How do you guys like the new calendar?
The Kennedy calendar. Did y'all see it?
The calendar.
Is it?
It's a nice one, isn't it?
No. I mean, it's
You haven't looked at it, have you? Huh?
Kind of crummy.
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 I wouldn't call it crummy. I
No.
think the execution was done well. It's just a matter. It's a matter of.
I'm
if
looking good in every single one of these. Look at that one. Huh? No.
Yeah.
don't know.
You know what? Don't spoil the rest of the year. February's almost up. Don't go showing off March before it's March.
Yeah.
You know what? Just wait. We'll wait. We'll all be
Anyway.
surprised together.
So this one right here, I am at Checkpoint Charlie in Berlin, Germany.
Oh, Reese, y'all talked about the Cold War and all that stuff in
Right?
world cultures?
Yeah. So you've heard about Checkpoint Charlie? No.
Too many wires.
But
to
you've
flip
heard
over.
about Berlin, right?
Yes.
Berlin was split in two, East and West Berlin. Well, it just so happens right there where I'm doing my nice pose. That was one of the big checkpoints between East and West Berlin.
What was
On the
East
other-
was what kind of government, and what was West?
East was communist and West was
Probably democracy or a republic kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Power of the people kind of thing. Have y'all eaten lunch?
Yeah, they're eating it now.
I was gonna say, don't spoil your lunch.
I always heard that when I was a kid. Don't spoil your lunch, but chocolate to me isn't spoiling my lunch.
Just making it better.
It is
Yeah,
lunch.
yeah, exactly.
All right.
My mom never. She didn't agree with me though.
No. It's
I do.
you gotta get that.
Thank you.
You gotta get the protein in. The same thing as eating like drinking 3 cups of soda before your meal ever gets there. You're too full. Coming up in the future as well. Not only we're going to be at the Grain Cellar, but also we're going to be at Thistle Draft Shop for opening day of Astros season. So on that Thursday, the Astros on their first game of the season, they're playing Tampa Bay. They're in Tampa Bay. The game is at 3 p.m. And we're going to be at Thistle Draft Shop for the show and doing a pregame. So everybody wear your baseball jerseys, put on your caps, and come on out to Thistle Draft Shop and have a hot dog or some Cracker Jacks or nachos or all the other amazing things that they have on the menu there at Thistle Draft Shop. Hayden, maybe we go to Thistle this weekend.
Did
sometime.
you know you can replace gypsum with the heart candy in your brewing water?
Is that because gypsum is a chalky substance that for pale ales, Hayden, the Burton-on-Trent water, the town Burton-on-Trent in England is where the pale ale came from, and the hops popped because of the hardness of the water. And gypsum is one of those things that emulates. There's too many wires over here. That emulates the hardness of that water, so it makes the hops
Hoppy.
have more of a bite to them. As opposed to, say, like a Pilsner that has very soft water. So when you add gypsum, it emulates the Burton-on-Trent water. And so what Jeffrey's a bit of a mad scientist. He watches the show every week. He's a friend. And the gypsum. Yes, you've
met Jeffrey.
Yes. And anyway, he's saying that the hearts have, I guess they have gypsum in them, or is there something else? Could you replace it? I don't know if they have gypsum in it.
I misread that.
I don't think so. I think the sugar is going to blow anything out. But maybe it has you'd have to add it to your water ahead of time, right? That's typically when you add gypsum, is to your water before you brew.
Kennedy,
Yes.
I thought this time when I wasn't here, we'd give you more time to get it together.
Oh no. Yeah.
It's been a 4-decade plus endeavor.
I don't think I'll ever get it together.
We're going to do what's called not holding our breath. On that one.
I appreciate your concern,
Yeah.
but
Very
I wouldn't wait on me to get it together.
Well,
Not
speaking of
gonna-
get it
not gonna-
together, let's get together the end of this show. Are y'all ready? I'm going to hit the music over here because as much fun as we have on lunch break,
Yeah.
lunch break is simply that. It's a break. You can't do it forever. We can't spend all day just sitting around drinking beers.